Into the warehouse area then, we've obviously got an expansive area with a lot of external cladding, which is soiled, and external steelwork, internal steelwork with paintwork that's been previously painted. The landlord is going to inevitably claim for all the cleaning of all the cladding and all the steelwork, which is also including all the cross braces, high level stuff. That's going to be a substantial claim as well.
How much would you expect to be in for painting and cleaning?
In the cleaning exercise, there's probably 10 to 15 K's worth of
and that's just the cladding you're talking about, not the floor?
Just the cladding, yeah.
And then painting everything?
Painting everything, you're looking at over £50,000 because of the safety aspect.
And that's to paint the steel one?
Yes. Yeah.
Under breaches, so therefore they're valid claims?
Yes.
I guess is your point.
Yeah, there'll be an internal redecoration clause.
Okay.
Yeah.
From a value perspective though, Neil?
From a valuation perspective, the steelwork, particularly at high level, is not going to have an impact, even on a good industrial unit such as this, good distribution centre near the motorway. That paintwork, steelwork on the roofs in particular, will be more than acceptable from a letability point of view. There may be an argument, I suppose, on the low level steelwork. Do you think on the?
Yeah, I think
probably.
Yeah, probably the uprights. That might be the compromise. But like you say, painting the purlins.
Yeah.
I don't see any value benefit in that at all.
But also, you will see that they usually want obviously here we've got the red sprinkler system.
Yeah. Cleaning
and painting of that as well. Yes, it's a breach, but again, who cares from a
benefit, is it?
Nobody's going to pay you more rent for it, are they?
No. As long as it's functioning, working sprinkler system that positively impacts the whole unit, that's the value maximised from a letability point of view.
Now, normally in big sheds, we see the floors as having been painted when the properties were leased. This floor has clearly just been sealed, which is fine, concrete sealed. But there are marks on it, and there are their own pedestrian walkways that painted in. I assume, from a building surveyor's perspective, there would be a claim to remove
There'll be two aspects. There'll be removing the existing paintwork, and there'll also be a thorough clean, removing all the marks and the debris off the floor. Yeah.
Which are fair enough. But I guess from a letability value perspective, certainly what we would be arguing as values is the hypothetical purchaser, the new occupier of the unit, would as likely as not paint the floor. And in doing that, you're kind of snuffing out or overriding, masking a whole load of the marks that are here anyway. So, do you think that's
or they'll put their own lines in to suit their own occupation.
Okay. But you still need to remove the old ones then, don't you?
The only problem there, Paul, with painting the floor is then
it won't adhere.
At the end of the lease, they've then got to put it back in good condition, so they would have to redecorate.
Well, that's a fair point, and we find that in letting stuff.
Yeah.
For every tenant, prospective tenant of a unit we're letting, that's excited about a shiny new painted floor, there's at least one other who says, that's fine, but I don't want to be responsible for it. Exactly. I'm dragging and stacking pallets, I'm running forklifts, it's going to look pretty horrible.
Or the minute they walk in, it's damaged anyway because they've got forklifts racing up and down.
It's a working environment, it's not a showroom.
Yeah. It's always the biggest claim on the floor.
Yeah.
Biggest.
We normally argue it hard, and so we accept that it's a breach, but we're arguing it in terms of letability value. It's a working environment. It's going to look much the same again in a few weeks' time.
Yeah. And as you pointed out, Neil, there's a series of bolts and fixings.
Yeah, because this was obviously heavily racked. Yeah. I think before they vacated, so it was heavily racked, floor to ceiling, and obviously once they removed them, you're left with these floor bolts that have to be made good, I suppose, from a building surveyor and evaluation perspective.
So they have to be cut back below the floor level or at flush level, because obviously any forklift trucks and things like that going over it.
Slash the times.
But that's an acceptable finish, because at the end of the day, to try and make good that is only going to break up. So what they've done is cut below the floor. From my perspective, it should be.
Well, that's good to hear, because we do quite often see in claims not just cutting them to below level, but filling them with a little bit of filler, which would be
with thousands of here.
You'd be here for months doing it.
Yeah.
Cost a lot, but you're seeing. So we would say it's irrelevant from a value perspective. But you're seeing from a building surveyor's perspective, it's going to come out in no time anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a wee bit of filler as soon as you drive over the forklift.
Yeah. There's got no adherence to that.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Thanks.
And then sometimes you find on here the cladding, from our point of view, it's a warehouse that has a dirty use. It's going to become dirty. And as long as it's functional, from a valuation perspective.
There's also the legal standard of repair thing. You know, the judicial standard of repair is good condition, not as new condition.
Yeah.
And normally, and there's a big gap between what is acceptable from a dilapidations perspective and what a landlord investor wants. They want to let a building that looks like brand new.
Sure.
That's not what the tenant has to hand back. So those are landlord works to take it to that higher standard.
Yeah.
And that's for us to filter out and
Yeah.
successfully negotiate.
And the other aspect here that we are making assumption on, there's no schedule of condition when you come into this unit.
Yep.
Now, if there is a schedule of condition, that schedule of condition has to be detailed enough to include that condition, that level of soiling.
Which is hard, I suppose, on photographs, isn't it?
It
really?
is hard on photographs, and what we find quite often is with schedules of condition, there's no text, no references, there's just a series of photographs that actually you then try and decipher the level of condition. Whereas good schedules of condition have to have the
Have text
with
as
it.
well.
Yeah.